Hi y'all, my name is Lori Livers and I'd like to welcome you back to my YouTube channel, unless this is your first time here. If you've never been to my channel before, well then thank you for stopping by, welcome. My name is Lori Livers. On this channel we talk about creating almost completely passive income through rental properties. We talk about DIY home improvement, I love that, and we talk about everything planning and organizing that makes all of those other things possible so that you can live the life you want to live, not the life you thought you had to live. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell so you can be notified of new videos. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Just keep us in mind, and keep me in mind. Come back and check us out later. Maybe you want to subscribe then. Today's video is kind of an overview of the strategy I use to invest in rental properties. It's called the BRRRR strategy. It stands for buy, rehab, rent, refi, and repeat. It's not a new strategy. A lot of people have been using it for a really long time, but I had never heard of it. So I thought if I had never heard of it, maybe you haven't heard of it either. And I've been really successful in using it to change my life in some pretty dramatic ways. So I thought I'd share it. Maybe it could help you too. The B in the BRRRR strategy stands for buy. And for me, this is by far the biggest challenge in this entire strategy. Not because it's difficult. It is not difficult to buy a rental property. It's so much easier than I would have ever guessed. And I'm going to share with you how all of that works in a video coming up in the next week or so. But the challenge I face is that I still self-manage all of my own rental properties. So it's super important to me that the property be located within a 30-minute travel time of my house. I do not want to be trekking all the way across the state to manage these properties well. And even though I very rarely make a trip to a rental property, I want it to be convenient to my schedule. I like to live my schedule on my own terms, and that's one of the reasons I am so drawn to this almost completely passive income strategy. So it's important to me that I'm not going to have to go more than 30 minutes away from home to do whatever I might need to do from time to time. The next thing for me is that the numbers make sense. Everybody who decides to follow this strategy will figure out for themselves what numbers make sense for them. Everybody has a different set of priorities, and mine is cash flow. So the numbers have to fit my cash flow standards and have to make sense. So that's not really a number two criteria. They're kind of both number one. The numbers have to make sense, and the property has to be located within a 30-minute travel time of my home. If a property doesn't meet those two standards, it's not something I even consider beyond that. So for me, that's the B in the BRRRR buy strategy. So next we move on to the first R in the BRRRR strategy. And the first R stands for rehab. In order for my numbers to make sense, I almost always have to purchase a property that needs some rehab. Rehab can be something as simple as touch-up paint. It can also be something as complicated as taking a house down to the bare studs in every single room. I like a property somewhere in the middle. Most of the properties I have found to be really successful with are distressed properties. They've got a lot of deferred maintenance. They just haven't been taken care of. So my typical rehab is somewhere in the middle. It needs a lot more than touch-up paint, but I don't take every room down to the studs. I often will take a bathroom all the way down to the studs. That's something that's a really important part of a home, and it's something I want to know is done right and done well, because I feel like it saves me from a lot of headaches down the road. So I have a video coming on the rehab process that we get more into detail on how I choose what to rehab and how to do it, how to go about it, and how to work through that whole process. But rehab is the first R in the BRRRR strategy, and for me it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to show you all about how that works too. The second R in the BRRRR strategy is for rent. You've purchased your property, you buy, you've rehabbed, and now it's time to rent it out and create that cash flow. That's why I got into this, and so that's what I'm looking for. I use free tools to list my property, and I've been very fortunate that I've never had a property sit on the market for more than 3 days. Vacancy is a concern as your portfolio grows. But at this time, I have never experienced a vacancy issue because, like I said, I've never had a property sit for more than 72 hours without having a lease contract being signed. So I will share all of those details, how I do that, with you in a video coming up. But know that the second R in the BRRRR strategy is for rent, and that's the one that creates the cash flow that you're looking for every month. So the third R in the BRRRR investment strategy is for refi. So the reason I call it refi is because I'm not using cash to buy these properties. I'm using a hard money loan, and I will get into all the details of that because that was something that was absolutely a game changer for me. And a hard money loan sounds so much scarier than what it really is. And so I'm excited and I'm looking forward to the video where I can share with you all those details and pull that curtain back on hard money and really get rid of a lot of those fears. It's nothing to be afraid of. But I am in a hard money loan. That's how I buy the house. The hard money loan carries that mortgage through the rehab process. And as soon as that rehab is done, the first thing I look for is the renter so that I can start creating the cash flow. But at the same time, I'm working on the refi process. And the refi process is simply where you get out of that hard money loan and get into a traditional conventional financing loan at a much less expensive interest rate. This is the loan that you're going to carry on your house while you collect your rent payments every month. And this is the loan that makes that cash flow really possible. So it is a very important piece. All the pieces are important, but it's an important piece to get you out of that hard money loan and get you set up for your future, set up for success. So that's the refi. The final R in the BRRRR investment strategy stands for repeat. And it's something you can do over and over and over and over again until you reach a portfolio that's comfortable for you. Maybe you only want to have one rental house. Maybe you only want to have 5 rental homes. Maybe you want to have 50 rental homes. It doesn't matter. It works for you as many times as you want to do this. So that's pretty exciting. The government will limit how many conventional mortgages you can carry. You're limited to 10, but once you have 10 rental properties, you'll find there are a lot of other financing strategies that you can utilize to continue to grow your portfolio or not, whatever works for you. And I look forward to sharing all those details too in future videos. So I've hoped you've enjoyed your time here. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. If you want to learn more about the details of all these pieces of the BRRRR investment strategy, please hit that subscribe button. I've got videos coming up really, really soon that kind of deep dive into each one of these pieces of the strategy so that you'll have all the information you need to get started and consider if this is something that might work for you too. It has allowed me to create a life where I work on my terms, on my schedule. And that's what it's really all about for me. It's something I've really, really enjoyed. And I don't know why I didn't know how to do this way before now. A long time ago. If I would have known this a long time ago, I just think about all the things that would change for me and my family. And so that's why I decided I wanted to share it with all of you as well. So anyway, if any of this sounds interesting, please do hit that subscribe button and hang out. Ring the bell so that you can be notified of all the new videos when they come up. And there should really be a blooper reel at the end of this too, because dang, I just need to drink more coffee. I hope you like coffee. We're going to drink a lot of coffee on this channel. So anyway, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can be notified when all the new videos come out. I've got a lot of great stuff planned and I'm pretty excited about being able to share all this information with you because it has changed my world so dramatically. And if it's something you choose, it can change yours too. So until then, we'll talk later. Bye, y'all. Do you ever have days where your words just don't come out right? Yeah, me either. Whatever. This might be one of those days, but here we are. So we can do this. I can do this because I'm sitting in this room by myself. But I'm talking to you, so is that a we? I hope that's a we. I don't know.